Good morning. How you doing? I say good morning because, wait, now I'll just move this camera around as I'm talking because professional. It is 9:05 in the morning and we get a phone call this morning about 7:30. I'm so excited to tell you this that I haven't even moved the camera or anything. 2 seconds. How's that look? Does that look better? I think it might. Let's see. So, first off, it's not all about me. How you doing? You alright? You okay? I hope you're okay. So, as I say, 9:05 in the morning and dogs are fed. I have a decaf coffee because I'm still off caffeine, and we had a phone call this morning at about 7:15, 7:30, something like that, to say that we have 2 embryos that have made it to blastocyst. One is an A and one is a C. So they obviously grade them A, B, C. I think anything after a C they don't use. So we have an A. So that's cool. So I'm very happy, very excited. I've packed my bag with my funky pineapple pyjamas, my fluffy socks, and shaved my legs and all that kind of good stuff because your legs are in stirrups and sometimes they brush against your legs and you just don't want them to be spiky in case they're like, oh, wee bit of friction burn there. Done all the good stuff, and yeah, I'm just waiting for my beautiful husband to get the fuck out of bed so that we can get going. I'm swearing because I'm excited, I'm very sorry. They told us on the phone that they're going to put the A in today. They're going to transfer the A embryo and then they're going to freeze the C embryo, but they also said there was one other embryo that was almost at blastocyst and it might be at that stage once we get to the clinic, and if that's the case they'll tell us at the clinic what grade it is and if they're going to freeze it or not. So that's good. I'll find out more about this C grade and why it's a C, and I'll find out more why the A is an A, and I'll come back and I'll tell you once I've had my transfer. Yeah, there's not really much else to tell you just now. I'm very, very excited. I'm very nervous. I'm very excited. For the embryo transfer, you don't have to fast, so you can drink and all that kind of stuff. Whereas for the actual egg, like the actual egg, what's the word? The thing would take the eggs out. I am terrible at this. Egg retrieval. For the egg retrieval, they tell you have to fast because you have to go under anaesthetic. Bronson. You have to fast because you have to go under anaesthetic. So, like nothing from 12 o'clock that night, and no perfumes, no deodorants, all that kind of good stuff. No drink, no like even water or anything. But for this, it's very, very casual. So you're still not allowed perfume or deodorant on, but I have makeup on, so that's good. I thought then, at least if I look okay, the embryo might be like, I'll stick around. She looks alright. She doesn't half look as tired as she feels. Yeah, so today, can you stop tap dancing? I'd appreciate that a lot. So this for today, still no perfume, still no deodorant, but I can drink, I can eat, so I can have some breakfast, I can wear makeup, all that good stuff. But you still need pyjamas or like a night dress or a big t-shirt on and socks because you don't have gowns and you're supposed to just, I don't know if it's a COVID thing, not having gowns. I don't know. I can find out though. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go try and wake up my husband because he's still not awake and it's 9:10 now, and we need to leave at 9:30, so he's cutting it fine. So wish me and Marcus some good luck, and or as they say in the IVF boards and chat rooms and stuff, baby dust. And yeah, I'll see you in a few hours. I'll probably come back and film some more, let you know what happened. Oh, and also I get to get my video of the embryo splitting and stuff today. Not splitting, but the embryo cells multiplying. You get a wee video of that. See. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello, welcome back to my channel, or hello for the first time. Today is the 6th of July, so that means that it is Monday, and yesterday was Sunday, and that was my embryo transfer day, which is a very exciting day. Yeah, there's like a lot of sunlight, so if it's like glaring, I'm really sorry. They phoned me at 7 o'clock on the Sunday to say that 2 embryos made it. They had an A embryo and a C embryo, and there was another embryo that they were just keeping an eye on that hadn't fully made it to blastocyst, but they were going to keep an eye on it and see what happened, and they would give me an update when I got to the clinic. So the wee lab woman came in initially and she spoke to us about the embryos that we had. So she said that she was the one that phoned me in the morning. She says, as I told you, you've got an A and you've got a C, and the other embryo has managed to make it to blastocyst and it's a B. So they basically categorise your embryos A, B, C. Anything past the C doesn't get used, and A is best, B, and then C. C is the worst you can get that they can use, but it's still good. There's nothing wrong with a C, it's still really good. So a C will easily make a baby, if it obviously takes to your womb and stuff, like there's nothing wrong with C's. So they basically told me that they would use the A because I opted to only have 1 embryo transferred. They suggested to me to only have the 1 because I've got a higher chance of twins. Twins runs in my family, and you get a higher chance of twins with IVF anyway. So if they put 2 embryos in me, chances are both of them would take. So they don't want to use 2 because having twins, although is fine, does come with a lot of risks, and the clinic's sort of only really there to try and get you to have a baby as safely and as possible. So they don't like taking risks, so it's 1 embryo. So we they told us if we put the A embryo in, they would transfer the A and it would freeze the B and the C, which is fine. So I had to get my wee nightgown on, I had to get my wee cap on, my mask, the covers for my shoes, and Mark had to do the same, or Marcus had to do the same. So anyway, we went in, and basically they come in, they speak to you, ask your name, your date of birth constantly, and they take you into this wee room. And it was really cool actually, because it's like this, it's not a wee room, it's quite a big room. So it's this room, and the table's in the middle, and you've got your screen and all that kind of stuff, and then on the wall it's like glass, and you can see through to the lab, but it's almost like a tinted brown glass. You can see straight through at the lab, so I can see the woman at like our equipment, like looking through, and she's like, hello, and I'm lying on this table like, hello, and she's got my embryo, and she's got the other ones too, but she's got like my embryo, and she's putting it into the catheter and all this kind of stuff, and she's like waiting, she's keeping it in like prime condition and waiting for the call to like pass through this sort of window between the wall and the lab. So that was really, really cool. I never expected that. I don't know what I expected, like someone coming in to the room, I don't know, with like I don't know what I expected. I was on this bed, and then you've got the stirrups and stuff, you put your legs up in the stirrups, and then they actually strap your legs in, which was unsettling. And then the screen is here with all the equipment, my husband's here, the man doing the procedure is down there, and I've got a lovely nurse to this side of me, and she's speaking to Marcus and she's saying, you can help me out, like pass me things if I ask you, point at the screen when I tell you to, all this kind of stuff. And he's like, right, okay. I'm fully on my back, so I can't see anything that's happening down there. But basically, they pull up everything, so you're basically naked from here down the way. But you don't see any of that, but my partner obviously can see all that, but he's used to seeing that, that's fine. The feeling, so you're told before you go in, it's not painful, everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. The feeling is very, very uncomfortable, highly uncomfortable. It's not really sore, it's just a really uncomfortable, like makes your bones shiver, cringe feeling. It's I can't even, because I don't know what happened, like what went into my vagina, I don't know, so I can't even tell you what parts of it feel like what. But what I can tell you is you can definitely feel like you're being opened a fair amount, but the actual catheter didn't hurt. So basically it feels like they create a tunnel, right, so they can see straight up, and then he's basically got a catheter, so like a catheter tube, and he's feeding the tube all the way up into my cervix, And then the nurse has the scanning machine and she's pushing straight onto my bladder. So you're supposed to do this with a comfortably full bladder. So you're in there and you're already bursting for a pee. And she's pushing down your bladder with this ultrasoundy thing, right? And she's showing you on the screen that that big dark bit is your bladder, and then right next to it is your womb, and then she's pushing on it, and then she's pushing on like the cervixy, womby area, and then you can see the wee catheter going in. So he's like, do you see that catheter? And I say, yeah. He's like, great. So that's a test, so we know we can get in. So he takes the catheter back out, and he says, we're ready for the actual catheter with the baby in it, or the embryo in it, and then it's passed through the wall and it's straight in. So you're told to look at the screen, and you're told you'll see a flash, and you do see a wee like bloop, and it's like a wee white bit that goes in. And so basically they put the catheter in, they wait 30 seconds, but the whole time she's pushing on your bladder, so that feels great. And then after 30 seconds they inject the stuff through the catheter, which is basically the embryo and whatever liquid's there as well. And we also paid extra for embryo glue. The embryo glue was, I think it was £200 extra. The reason we went extra for embryo glue was because my logic was, if IVF doesn't work the first time, the second round's going to be the exact same drugs, the exact same injections. They don't give you anything different, because the Menopur that I was on them because of my AMH, because of like my scenario, my tubes being like shut off and all that kind of stuff. Like, so that is the drugs that suit me. If they gave me different drugs, they would either be too strong or not strong enough. So those drugs are the only drugs that I can use. So if we had to do it a second time, nothing else would change, other than they'd maybe be like, well, here's some added extras that you can get, as in embryo glue. So rather than waiting for it not to work and then have it do it again and then add the extras in, I just thought, just throw the extras in right now. Just anything else we can do, just do it. Like, if we were to do IVF again, we wouldn't do ICSI because we don't need ICSI. ICSI is what you usually see on TV and on the news when they're talking about infertility, where you see the egg and you see the needle going into the egg and injecting the sperm. That's ICSI. ICSI is where they pick the best sperm and put the best sperm in the best egg. IVF is where you have an egg, say in a dish, whatever, right, it's surrounded by the sperm, and the sperm just makes its way into the egg itself. So the sperm's healthy. There's nothing wrong with the sperm. There's nothing wrong with the egg, and they just do it themselves. So we would never have ICSI because there's nothing wrong with his sperm. So yeah, that's why we had embryo glue, because it made sense to just throw everything at it while we could. So, and for £200, you've already spent all that money on IVF, you know, just £200 just to do the rest of it, you know. Anyway, so yeah, so the catheter's in, and then you see that wee flash, and that wee flash is like just the embryo glue, the embryo, and all the liquid going in. It's not a ton of liquid, it's like a tiny wee sponge just to help the embryo actually get through the tube. So once the liquid's in, that carries the embryo and stuff in it, they keep it there for 30 seconds and then they take it out, they take the catheter tube out, and then they basically take the catheter back to the lab, ask the lab to double check that the embryo is no longer in the catheter and it's all good. Then they do, and then she said definitely not there. Then they did an ultrasound scan, and then they took a photo, and then they were basically like, that's you. They took everything that was inside me away and then told me that I could sit up. So I sat up and they handed me the wee scan picture, which I can put somewhere, maybe. I'll take a photo and encode it in this and you can see. So they show you the scan photo, and then they show you your bladder, your womb and all that kind of stuff, and then where the embryo is. So that's exciting, so you get to take it away. Another thing that they get to show you, which some places you have to opt for, but in my clinic it's just, that is just the case, it's just what happens, is you get to have a video of your embryo growing. You get to have a video of your embryo like splitting. So it takes a picture of your embryo every 10 seconds over the 5 days it takes for it to reach blastocyst, and we got a video of that. So if you want to see that, I'll show you it in a second. If you don't want to see it, just skip forward. But here is my embryo with its cells splitting and reaching blastocyst. I find that so interesting. I don't know if that's weird, but I just find it interesting to be like, that's a person. That wee thing going bloop, 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 that's a person. That was me. It was you. It's this. That's crazy. That's what it is. So there you go. That's absolutely madness. I'm really happy that I've got that, and they actually put it in a USB and they give you that away. So that's really cool. So then you're told that you can go and pee because you won't pee your embryo out. It's definitely stuck where it is, and because of all the stuff that's been happening inside you with all the tubes and whatnot, like apparently your cervix know that clenches and it tightens up and it basically shuts so that it doesn't let anything else happen. It's all annoyed basically, and it's like nope. So nothing's going to fall out, the embryo won't fall out, nothing bad will happen. So you can go for a pee and all is well. Then you're told to live your life a normal way, the way you normally do. And I was told to come back in 10 days, which I was really confused about because I thought it was a 2-week wait, so I thought I was going to have to come back in like 14 days. But apparently it's a 2-week wait from your embryo transfer. So the day you have an embryo transfer is day 0 or day 1, and then it's that's your 2 weeks. So if you have a transfer on day 5, you've got 10 days to wait. So that would mean that embryo transfer is day 0. Yeah, for your 5-day transfer of your embryo, you've got 10 more days to wait. So I go back on the 15th of July, which is a very exciting day for everyone because everyone gets to go back to work and pubs are open, shops are open, restaurants are open, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll find a restaurant that isn't fully booked and I'll get good news on the 15th and we can go out and celebrate. That'd be really cool. I'd really enjoy that. That'd be great. So between now and then, there's not much to do or say. I'm just going to take it easy, be super chill and see how we get on, really. And then I'll go get bloods taken and stuff on the 15th and find out if I'm pregnant. So yeah. I think obviously these videos will stop once I get to my 3 months because if you search for pregnancy stuff, it's dime a dozen. You'll get tons of videos on pregnancy. So you don't need me to tell you how to suck eggs. Once it gets to 3 months of pregnancy, you won't need me at that point. You probably don't need me now, but I think if anything bad happens between, obviously like chat wood, if anything bad happens between now and if I do fall pregnant and the first 3 months, then I can talk you through that too. And we can go through it together because that's the point of these videos. Right, I'm going, I'm away, I'll see you later on. I've talked too much and yeah, I'll see you in, big gulp because I'm nervous, I'll see you in 9 days. So I'll see you later. Bye.